Just to get started, you are the star goalie right now for the PWHPA. So, what do you think has made you so successful in a short amount of time?
I think, our team's been looking forward to these weekends all year. So I think we were all pretty excited to go to New York and then Chicago and this coming weekend, St. Louis. So it's easy to get excited for games when you haven't played in a while. So our team's been playing really well and yeah, so that makes it pretty fun, pretty good time behind them. So
Nice. So, and you were a part of that historic moment in Madison Square Garden. Can you take us back a little bit and tell us what you were experiencing as Billie Jean King was talking about how you guys shattered the glass ceiling?
yeah, that was a pretty special moment, I guess. Thinking back in after the 2018 Olympics, one of our victory tour stops was to Madison Square Garden to watch a Rangers game. And so, just being in the building at that time, like thinking how cool it was to just be inside MSG to then, fast forward to a few weeks ago to actually play a game there and be part of the first women's professional game there. It was really special and just a moment that I think both teams can be really proud of, can cherish for a long time, and but obviously just a stepping stone that we want to keep building and building on.
Nice. And then also, you just recently finished up goalie camp for Team USA, I believe, right?
Yeah, we just got done on Friday.
Nice. So, what is that transition like when you're practicing with your team for the PWHP and then transitioning quickly to Team USA?
So I think anytime you get to a Team USA camp, like the speed is going to pick up, shots are going to be coming faster and things like that. So that's just something you get really excited for, and obviously being such a good group and such a good group of friends, you just get excited to at least see them from a distance and wave with your masks on, But our goalie camp was a lot of fun. It's really cool. We had our youngest goalie I think was 15 all the way up through. Alex Cavallini, who's 29. So it's like quite the age gap, but it's really cool for all of us for goalies to just get together and get to chat about, whether it's gear or specific plays or the way, that nobody understands the life of a goalie better than another goalie. So
Right.
just to be able to share experience and knowledge with each other is certainly something we don't take for granted.
Right. That's awesome. I didn't know one of the youngest goalies was 15. That's a lot of that's a large age range right there. And I'm pretty sure like the experience level, obviously she's good enough to get there, but then it's like you're facing somebody like you or Alex Cavallini. Like that's a big experience gap.
Yeah, it is. It is cool to see because I think the first time I was at one was my freshman year of college. So it's pretty special for those younger kids to be one of the top 12 goaltenders in the country. It's a really cool thing, and then to be able to have shooters that are on the national team there shooting on them as well to really see what it's like at that level. I think that's something for them to help them know, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to be. This is this is who's there right now. This is what their shots look like. This is how it works. So I think, you can always take a lot of things away from it, but just to know that, you got to learn from some of the best coaches, you got to kind of bounce ideas off the other top 12 goalies in the country. It's definitely something that, is very special. It happens like once a year. So we all enjoy those days.
Nice. So just taking it back a little bit, just with COVID and everything is starting to get back to that up and down. Like some areas are experiencing high COVID levels, other ones are kind of falling off with COVID. How have you been keeping yourself motivated with your training, knowing that things are so up in the air and can change at any moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it's been such a weird year for everyone, and I think that was what was so nice about our big Minnesota group is that we had very consistent practices, pretty high pace practices as well. So it's like even though we weren't getting maybe all the games that we wanted to, we had a big group that was together all the time, and really feels like a team, a full team. So just to be able to, if you're not feeling it one day, you've got 15 other people like, hey, we need you to work hard today. We need you to push. We don't know when we're going to get to play, but when we do, we need you to be ready. So I think that's been really helpful this year is to have such a big group together. And like Maddie Rooney and I train, goalie sessions together and then PWHPA practices together. So I think that's been really nice to have kind of a training partner that, someone who's going to push you day in and day out, but at the same time, we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. So I think that's been really huge for us.
Nice. So what are you looking forward to most as now the St. Louis weekend is coming up? I believe it's next week.
Yeah. The games are Sunday and Monday, I believe. And I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most is just being back in St. Louis. I just, I lived there for like 6 years, so know the area pretty well, love the area. And then there'll actually be fans this time. So
Yeah.
that's something that's super exciting. Not to have the fake noise in the arena, but actual people will be a lot of fun. And the area of St. Louis over the past couple of years, girls hockey has grown so much, and it's been really exciting. When I first got there as a freshman at Lindenwood, I think there was maybe like one girls association outside of their AAA association, the Lady Blues, and it has come a long way since then. There's so many more girls playing, so I think I'm just really excited to I'll have the opportunity to know a lot of the girls in the stands, and just yeah, for them to get to see such high caliber hockey, I think is pretty exciting.
It's going to be amazing. I'm excited to see the fans in the stands as well. So with you being in the arena and they're pumping through that fake noise, like what does that sound like to you guys? Because when you're watching it on TV, you really can't hear it, I guess, the same way you would if you were on the ice. So what's that like?
It's pretty strange, honestly. Jackie Greco and I were joking. We were like, I want to know like who is in charge of this like button or this dial that like turns it up, or is like we need an ooh here and an ah there. Like whose job is that and how'd they get it? But it's funny because it's kind of like the delayed. It's a little bit delayed, So it's like, okay, the shot went wide. Oh, the shot went wide, like. But it is nice to have something in there and makes it feel a little more normal.
Right. So, before I get into my last fun question, what would you, if there were some young girls that are watching this right now and they're thinking about joining like the PWHPA, or hopefully by the time they come up, there will be a more substantial league, or if their hopes are going out for the Olympic team, what would your advice be to them?
I think my advice would be, first of all, your path is going to be very unique to everyone else's. I think if you look across the board at the people that are in the player pool, every single one has had a different path. They got noticed at different times, what they got, recruited by different schools and things like that. So I would say like trust in your personal process. And at the same time, the reason you can trust in that process is if you're putting in the work. So I think, day in and day out, that somebody else somewhere is working hard, right? So you have to be willing to match that, if not go harder.
Nice. I love that advice. Trust your path. I think that was a really good piece of advice to give out. So I learned about this story not too long ago, and I want our audience to hear it. So you had the opportunity to be on stage with Carrie Underwood.
Oh no.
Can you please tell them that story? I just love hearing
it. Yes. So Carrie Underwood was it was 2019, I guess, was on tour, her 360 tour for her album, and one of the songs that she had at the time was The Champion, which had featured Ludacris. And so at every single stop for the tour, they had like a competition where they sent in a video of you rapping Ludacris's part, and you had to send in like a couple paragraphs, like why you wanted to be picked. And then, they would pick you based off the video. So I mean, to be honest, I used the gold medal from the Olympics. Like I had to throw it in there because I was like, the only thing I'll ever really use this for is to meet Carrie Underwood. And so I threw that in my like video, my submission. So I was like lucky enough that I got picked. And then so they tell you like, I don't know, they come up to your seat like before the show starts, and they kind of tell you, okay, when this song comes on, like look for me down at the bottom, you're gonna walk down with me, we'll get you backstage. So once that happens, they fit you for like the earwig, and That was really weird to have that on because the only things I could then hear from then on out was the band and Carrie Underwood singing. So everything else is silent. So you're just like, okay, this is strange. And then since it's 360 tour, they like take you out, you get under the stage. And so the woman had asked me that was helping me out, she was like, so do you want us to be really serious under the stage, or do you want like a little dance party? Like, what do you want? And I was like, well, I don't think serious is going to help me at this point. Like, I don't know how to sing or anything. So I guess a dance party. So we're under there and you just see like this one guy's working on a guitar. This other guy's like adjusting, the sound, or I don't know what's happening. There's all these people down there and the song comes on and they just start like jamming out. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get into this. And then so they lift up like the platform that you're on, and then you just go. And I like blacked out for my entire piece. Like, I don't think I'd actually remember the rap if I didn't have a video of it, because I was just like completely blacked out just on stage. And yeah, so that was, I don't even know, it was definitely one of the coolest, if not the coolest thing I've ever done. So yeah,
I
never
just
prepared
love
for
hearing
anything
that
like that.
story. Right. I just love hearing that story because it's so funny, because it's like when I think of like people going up on stage and they're not like, a performer and they're just going up as like a fan contest, I always wondered what it was like for them either backstage or underneath the stage. And to hear that they were like, all right, do you like want to be like left alone, or do you want a dance party? Like, that's so cool to get like that kind of support, to get like those nerves out. Cause I mean, that is a very like scary experience to be in front of all of those people and then be standing next to Carrie Underwood and you actually have to do something, not just stand.
Right. Yeah,
So that's incredible.
it was like they heard me sing on the submission, right? Like they know I can't sing. Just
You're like, are they
okay, as
gonna
long
give
as
me
you
a
guys
microphone?
know.
Right.
Yeah. It was like, all right, here goes nothing.
That's awesome. So before we wrap up, can you just tell our audience where they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, all my social media handles are at Nick Hens 29. So it's NICHENS 29.
Sweet. Thank you so much for being here again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.